There was a time when the most valuable thing on earth was oil, then data, then influence. But now it is something far more intimate. Your attention, not your money, not your time, your focus. Because where your attention goes, your life quietly follows. Every second you are awake, something is competing for you. A vibration, a sound, a flash of color, a headline designed to interrupt your thoughts. And slowly, without noticing, your mind stops being a private space. It becomes a marketplace. You think you choose what you see, but most of what reaches you is selected before you ever arrive. Not by people, but by prediction. Algorithms don't ask what you want. They study what makes you stop scrolling, what makes you hesitate, what makes your thumb pause for half a second longer than usual. And then they repeat it, not to inform you, but to hold you. Notifications are not reminders. They are interruptions designed to fracture your attention. Infinite scroll is not convenience. It is delay without end. A system where there is no natural moment to leave. Because leaving is not encouraged. It is engineered against. And somewhere in this design, a quiet shift happens. You stop searching and start consuming whatever finds you. Silence used to be normal. Now it feels uncomfortable. A few seconds without stimulation. And the hand moves automatically. Phone, screen, feed. Anything to fill the gap. Because in silence, something returns. Thoughts. But modern attention is not built for thoughts. It is built for reaction. Scroll, react, repeat. Even waiting has been removed. Waiting for a bus, waiting in line, waiting for nothing, all replaced. Every empty second now has a function to be filled. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose the ability to simply be not productive, not entertained, not distracted, just present. At first, it feels harmless. A video here, a trend there, a suggestion that you might like this. But over time, something subtle happens. Your desires begin to shift. You start wanting things you never asked for. You start fearing things you never experienced. You start measuring yourself against lives that were never real in the first place. Beauty is redesigned every week. Success is redefined every month. Outrage is scheduled every hour. And without noticing, your internal world begins to mirror the feed. Not because you are forced, but because repetition feels like truth, and what you see often enough begins to feel like reality. There is no loud moment where control is taken, no clear line you can point to and say, here, this is where it changed. It happens in fragments, one notification, one scroll, one more video, one more click, until attention is no longer directed, it is pulled. And when attention is pulled often enough, focus becomes rare. Depth becomes uncomfortable. Stillness feels like absence instead of peace. But the truth is simpler than it appears. These systems were never designed to harm you. They were designed to hold you. Because a focused mind is unpredictable. A distracted mind is manageable. But something important remains untouched. Even now, you can still notice it. The moment you become aware that you're not in control of your attention, you regain a fragment of it. Not fully, not permanently, but enough to see the pattern. And once you see it, it cannot fully disappear again. You start noticing the urge before it becomes action, the reflex before the scroll, the silence before the distraction. And in that small gap, a choice appears: to continue consuming or to stay where you are without filling it. Because reclaiming attention is not about rejecting technology. It is about remembering that not everything deserves your mind. Not every sound deserves your reaction. Not every signal deserves your focus. And in a world competing for your awareness, the most radical act is not participation. It is direction. Your attention is not just something you use. It is something you give. And most of it has already been given away without your knowledge. But not all of it is gone. Some of it is still yours, waiting, quiet, unclaimed. And the moment you take it back, the system does not collapse. It simply loses access, because control was never in the screens. It was in your gaze. And where you choose to place it is where your reality begins.